Hello everybody. This video is my attempt to make everyone a little bit better of a driver. The biggest thing is patience. Uh, I guess I should start by saying this video assumes that you already know how to drive basically, that you've been driving for a while. And I will say this one thing I've noticed with people who drive cars: the longer they do it, the worse they get at it, usually. Of course, that's not everyone, but I think driving is one of the only things that you can do more and more of and get worse and worse at after you initially learn how to do it. The biggest problem with people driving is that they are impatient. Um, People hit their snooze button 20 times and then they drive like shit and come very near to causing accidents with no regard for anyone else or their self, it seems, on their way to wherever they're going, because they need to get there on time, but they were too inconsiderate and lazy to get out of bed or whatever they were doing a little bit earlier. What else? So, another thing about that, people lack courtesy and consideration for others. When I first started driving, the place that I live was such that there was plenty of space on the road all the time. And when someone was merging onto the highway with you from an on ramp, you could slow down a little bit or change lanes to allow them to easily get onto the highway. There's no other cars around. Now that there is tons of cars where I live all the time, and someone's trying to merge onto the highway, everyone speeds up to try to make sure that whoever's getting on the highway either can't do it or that they're behind you. So they all tailgate each other and leave no room for the person to merge on. And then they have to wait for some good Samaritan to give them a tiny bit of space that they can use to merge into the lane, which is just ridiculous. Nobody's getting anywhere, it's the, the congestion is such that everybody's going to have to take an extra 20, 30 minutes to get where they're going, but you can't let one person get in front of you. That's just it's demented. The other thing is when the road's like that, I've noticed the people they think they're on a racetrack when there's absolutely no room for anyone to go anywhere or do anything. But they'll take the tiniest little gap and race into it and then slam on their brakes so that they don't smash into the cement truck that's right in front of them. The road is jam packed and people do these little race car maneuvers to get one or two spaces ahead. That is just blinding idiocy. And I'm sure all of us have seen other people do it. Some of us are people who do it. You guys need to stop that. You're eventually going to get in an accident because of it. You may or may not have already been in one, and you're too stupid to stop doing the thing that you did that caused it the first time. Tailgating, it's ridiculous. People tailgate. I was a tow truck driver for a little while. People tailgate on the highway, and then they'll look back to look at something, and they have their kids in the back seat, and they'll look back there for 2 seconds. Well, yeah, and then you just wrecked your brand new car because you stopped looking at the road in front of you. Oh, it was only for a second. Well, that's all it takes when you're tailgating people. So you need to stop doing that. There's no excuse for it. People are so invested in tailgating that they don't even realize that they're doing it. It's just bad habit after bad habit after bad habit, and you've accrued these over your time of life, and you've never noticed that you were gathering all these bad habits. You just naturally do them. So you need to kind of step back and take a third person's perspective and look at all the idiotic things that you're doing that you are completely unaware of. The biggest thing that I recommend, that I think everyone should have to do, is to take some kind of a CDL driving course before you even get your regular license. The standard driving test is woefully inadequate, and you don't have to basically know anything or be safe at all in order to get a standard driver's license. Um, you should be required to take some kind of CDL training course just to get any kind of driver's license. I think it's a much better and much more stringent and involved training, and it would help everyone. It would, I mean, all of our insurance would go down by 50% if everyone was trained properly how to drive in the first place, but they're not. What else? I have a list of stuff here that I wanted to go over. Oh, the biggest thing that everyone does is be an asshole. If you are not an asshole, you will not drive like an asshole. If you want to find out the type of person someone is, you just put them behind the wheel of a car for 20 minutes and watch how they drive. Everyone acts fine, everyone holds the door for each other when they're going into the restaurant, and everyone, is courteous and friendly and makes small talk until they get in their car. Then they act like some maniacal douchebag that wants to kill everyone and themselves. I do not understand why that is, but for some reason, getting into a car changes a normal person into a total piece of shit. Or it just reveals that they were that piece of shit and they were hiding it well while they were outside of their car. What else? Just stop being a piece of shit while you're in your car, or stop being a piece of shit in general. You will naturally become a much better driver just by not being an asshole. Uh, it translates to everything in your life. If you're kind of a douchebag, you're going to do douchebag things, and you won't even realize that you're doing it. People's frame of reference is so off. Um, if you compare yourself to Hitler or something, everybody's a nice guy, but you can't use that as a baseline. You have to you know you have to raise the bar a little bit, and just because you're not murdering people, or just because you're not some psychopath that goes around in the middle of the night slaughtering cats or people's animals or whatever. You get my point. Just get a better frame of reference for what kind of person you are. Don't just assume that you're. Uh, everyone thinks that they're an all right person. You can watch them drive on the highway for 5 minutes and know that most people are just shitty people. So you need to take a step back and think about who and how you act, who you are and how you act. Um, Anyways, I hope this video is somewhat helpful to you, and just try driving, slowly, courteously, and cautiously. You know be a little bit more of a defensive driver. Just try it for a week and watch all the other idiots around you do all the idiotic things that they do on the highway, and you're all still going to get there at the exact same time, regardless of the nonsense that they do, because they think, I don't know, I have no idea what's going through people's heads on the highway, but they just they act like spoiled 5-year-olds. I guess that's all. Have a nice day. Try not to drive like shit. Bye bye.